We were treating high-strength winery wastewater with high levels of biological oxygen demand, BOD, on the order of like 100 times higher than municipal wastewater, variable flow, and low pH.
We're trying to reduce the BOD from like 7,000 to 500 or 1,000 milligrams per liter.
All the different teams made a bioreactor. We made one that's called a moving bed bioreactor, and it's basically a modification of an activated sludge system, and it's kind of a hybrid system. It has components of both fixed film and suspended growth, so it has kind of the benefits of both. And also another really big benefit is that we didn't have to do any sludge recycling because the food to microorganism ratio is maintained kind of naturally by the sloughing off of the carriers.
My group used something called a sequencing batch reactor. So essentially what it does is it's treating water through time as opposed to in space. So we ended up with a 2-tank system in which water comes into one tank. Once that tank is done filling, water will be inputted into the other tank, and that first tank will begin to treat the water, and eventually we'll decant the water from the top of the system because that's where your clean water is going to be.
The problem statement that we received was had to do with energy usage in wastewater treatment, and so our solution to that was trying to use an anaerobic system that would cut down on the energy cost.
We came up with a 2-stage trickling filter with recirculation. So we grew microbes on lava rock media, and we trickled the wastewater through 2 separate bioreactors, and our recirculation tank ensured continuous flow throughout the system.
So we chose the membrane bioreactor, and how this works is you essentially just have a regular tank of microbes doing their thing. You feed them their nutrients and you give them the wastewater. They remedy the high biological oxygen demand in there. And then our particular design, on top of using the aerobic microbes, involved throwing a filter on the end, and that kept the microbe population high, which helped deal with the variable flow, because then we can control, oh, we have too many microbes, let's get rid of some, or we need to build them up quickly, well, that's easy, we'll just let the system stay, they'll do it themselves.
Probably the biggest thing that I learned from the project is every idea that comes into your mind is going to take 6 times longer to actually come to fruition.
I think the biggest lesson I learned was related to how to reach an end goal. It was a very ambiguous problem in that we were just told treat the water, and so being able to look through literature and find different options and analyze those options and decide upon what our team was capable of addressing was definitely one of the biggest lessons that we learned.
Oh gosh, I learned the crazy amount of steps that go into creating a product. So of course you get a job, you'll specialize in one of these fields, like maybe cost analysis or developing a prototype or some specific part of a design. Going the whole 9 yards and working through every step was really eye-opening and also very fun. I never had touched an Arduino before, and suddenly now I'm doing what I guess a junior ECE would in their camp or something like that, like a summer camp type of thing. And it was a lot of fun just to go, I have no idea about this, but I gotta tackle it. And then going and doing that, it was really rewarding.
Wastewater is quite smelly, as you might have guessed, but a lot smellier than you think. We learned how difficult it is to coordinate a team, a lot of team building going on.
And that things don't go the way you want them to go ever the first time. So we had to do a lot of redesigns. We had to rethink some of our setup. So even though we drew tons of schematics and designed our system so many times, we still had to keep going and do it again and again and again. And I think we hear that a lot, that it's never going to be perfect the first time, but to actually see it in practice, that you maybe won't even get it on your 5th time, was enlightening for sure.
Oh, next year, surround yourself with people that you trust. Because my team, we worked so well together, and even though we went through rough patches, like knowing that you are with someone that you trust, and then you can take a step back from everything and go, okay, this is a learning process. It's not really about like getting the removal efficiency like optimized. It's all about working together to a common goal and just being with people that you trust and that care about you, and having that healthy headspace is amazing. So definitely pick those people.
Start early. Start as early as possible. Don't make teams out of friends. That's a brutally honest answer.
I would say try and keep a cool head, because things are going to get really frustrating and you're going to be challenged with time. The time commitment is out of this world. But if you select a group that you're comfortable trusting and you all put in the same amount of effort, magic can happen, and you can really have a really cohesive design team.
Life is a struggle, so never give up.